Okay, so am I on a Waitress kick? I am, and here's why. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Performance Perspective, where we watch different performances and then we share our perspectives. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kara Darling, your performing arts commentator, and today we are reacting to Shoshana Bean doing a song from Waitress. I'm not gonna lie, I'm totally coming in blind, and also this was recommended by somebody. I need to get better at being like, this was who recommended it, but they recommended it, and I remember responding saying, I'm gonna do this in October. Well, it's kind of close, right? So grab your candies and let's go ahead and watch this. Now, before we get into it, Shoshana Bean. I do know Shoshana Bean, and I know her because, random story, I used to do merchandise with this company that also worked at Kimmel. And so I was actually working at Kimmel, and I believe at one point she was like doing a concert or something, and so her merchandise was shipped out, and then I remember the people in charge were like, oh my gosh, look at these cute tote bags for Shoshana, and I was like, cute. So that and also when I think of her, I think of that, I mean, forgive me, the Todrick Hall, I think it was like Disney's Mix, like that music video from like years ago, and I think Songs from a New World, she did the Murray song, and I was like, holy moly, so good. So anyways, I'm excited to go ahead and react to this because, yeah, I've been reacting to Waitress songs, and I'm not gonna lie, I still don't know the musical, but I know the movie very well, and that's why I'm excited that in December we can go to the theaters and watch the pro shot. Yes, super excited about that. So let's go ahead and celebrate that by watching her performance. And I also have no idea when this song happens, so it'll be interesting. She used to be mine. Okay.
It's not simple to say that most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them.
Okay, so something I want to know, again, I'm coming in blindly. So I understand we're listening to her sing this song, but already through her facial expressions and the way that she's using some of the words, I'm happy to be in this scene with her. And yeah, I thought it was actually going to be the scene. So now I have to try and figure it out through the emotions that she portrays in the song.
It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true.
Wow.
I was never attention's sweet center.
Ooh. Sorry, I'm pausing. So you notice it's so subtle and stuff, but you see the sort of like despair and stuff. But then when reflecting who she was in the past, there is the slight smile, hopefulness, and I really appreciate that the way she's singing it, it actually sounds like she's talking to you, and it sounds conversational. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm actually sitting with her as she's explaining what she's going through. And I'm like, hey, girl, I'm here for you. So you let it all out on the table. But I can't help but think that in the musical, there is no one else. It's just her.
You'll remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries.
Aww.
She is good, but she lies.
Oh.
She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help.
Oh. Oh no, guys, you know I'm like an empath and stuff. I had to pause it because I didn't want to start to cry. That's why I had to pause it. But it's even when listening to it lyrically, you hear where it's like she's good, but she lies. And so it sounds like a point in knowing the movie. It sounds like it is the point where, I don't know, I'm wondering if it's sort of the climax of like, you know, ish hit the fan with her husband and stuff, and her turning away from that doctor guy. If you don't know the plot, that's okay. But I'm wondering if that's what it is, that she has to let go of the doctor and just accept that her life is the way it is. And yeah.
She is messy, but she's kind.
Aww.
She is lonely most of the time.
Oh my, okay. Compliments to Shoshana. She's doing a great job at, she's not playing it, you know, one color where it's like, it's a sad song, so sad, so sad. It's just like, she's hard on herself, but she's seeing the good and bad within her. And I think what's so interesting now, if you notice, there's a switch. So the lyrics were like complimenting, ending in something not so complimenting. And now it's something where it's like she's messy, but then something kind of nice about her. So it's very interesting to watch, because it's like she's playing two things at once.
Is all this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie?
Aw, that's her thing, is
She's
pie.
gone, but she used to be mine.
Aw,
It's not what I asked for.
her life. That's what I think she's saying.
Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true.
Man, these lyrics are really hitting, aren't they? As far as, I think it's, what's happening here with this song is, I think a lot of people can find it relatable, where it's like, this is not what I thought my life would be. This is not the person that I am, but I thought I was meant to be this. I was meant to be in this mold. And so then you're like, who was I as a kid? Because I don't know, it makes me think of Pokemon, where it's like, this is what I was. And as I evolve, I'm meant to be this big thing. But what was I when I was Charmander and stuff? Or how do I put this correctly? It's almost like you're a Charmander trying to be a Bulbasaur, and someone's like, you should be not Bulbasaur, let's use Blastoise, because that's what I remember. It's almost like being a Charmander trying to be a Blastoise. And then by the time you're like, I think I'm a Blastoise, you're like, no, what was I? I was a Charmander. And then from there, you're like, oh, I'm meant to be a Charizard. And then you go from there. Random analogy, but that's sort of the best way I can kind of explain possibly what this character is going through.
And now I got you, and you're not what I asked for.
Her pregnancy?
If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for the chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two for that girl that I know was reckless just enough. Who gets hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man who can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the light.
Holy moly. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why in my head I was like, this is going to be fun. She used to be mine. Now listening to it, she used to be mine is a sense. This is what I'm thinking. If it's not, write in the comments. So like, what is it that you felt during the song? But she used to be mine is a sense of, this is me, this is myself. And then as like, I guess in the perspective of a woman becoming a wife and then possibly a mother, it is, as someone that is married, there was a period of where you feel a sense of you're giving up yourself to, you know, take care of this person. And I think same thing as far as a husband being like, I'm giving up, you know, my thoughts, like I cannot make a decision for just one person. I have to do it for two. And I do think, but it could be just in my head, I do think that it's the woman that has to give up the most whenever in a marriage and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's the kind of feeling I'm getting through this. And the whole part about wishing to kind of like redo the ending, that's what I think it is about her pregnancy and stuff, which kind of like kind of gets to me and stuff. But whatever, let's move on.
That's inside her, growing stronger each day, till it finally reminds her to fight just a little.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Like, wow. Oh, she knew to emphasize the word fight and really see what I mean. Like, sometimes when you have a song and it's like, you can have all the thrills of doing these notes like, woo, but it's like, there is a point where she finally got to it. And it's just, yeah, the agitation and the fight and also the want to go back. Because whatever the circumstances are in this character's life at this moment is definitely to me like a low. Like she's at the lowest and wishing that she can go back and change everything.
Bring back the fire in her eyes that's been gone, but it used to be mine. Oh, it used to be mine.
Okay, pop off, Shoshana. Wow. Man, great voice. I mean, great, powerful voice. And as you saw, she built up to it. She didn't just give it all to us all at once. And it's also a sense of like, was this what she was like as a girl? Like this sort of like sense of, you know what it's giving me? Oh my gosh. You guys ever listen to Katy Perry and her album Teenage Dream? There's a song called Pearl. Oh, what were the lyrics? It was like, oh, she used to be a pearl. And then now she's with oh my gosh, it's been too long. But the whole concept is like she used to be a pearl and now she's become a shell of herself. Pretty much in the song, you think she's singing about someone else and whatever. And then it's like, I used to be the pearl and I became a shell of myself. That's what it's making me think of. I'm having like random flashbacks now.
She's messy,
Oh,
but she's kind.
see what I mean? Like it's negative, but then it's like good.
She is lonely
Lonely?
most of the time.
See, but it's like,
She is always mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie.
oh. And that's her passion is the
She's
praise.
gone,
Oh,
but she used to be mine.
well, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the ending like that. I just wish that it was still soft and stuff, but you know, hey, that is her choice. That's how she wanted to do. I just found that kind of like distracting from the journey. I was just with her in the song. But overall, gorgeous lyrics. And I think it's not just like, oh, girls go through this. I think a lot of people go through this where it's like, I went through this where it's like in myself, I was like, man, I used to be so confident and nobody could tell me nothing. Like I could just go do my thing. People would talk and I go, what people say is none of my business. And then something happened to me in college or like around that age. And then all of a sudden I just like went through this whole thing of like not wanting to be seen, and I felt like I died during that time. And then I went through this of being like, man, that person was me and now she's gone. But I'm happy to say, and hopefully like I said, this is probably the lowest point in this character, and that's why this song happens. But it's like, in the end of the day, I'm like, no, that person inside of you is never gone. It really isn't. And it's like, I don't know. I now choose not to believe that. And I do think that because of this channel, actually, I was able to start coming back to me. And I like me. And that's cool. So, yeah. Anyways, this was a great song. I would love to know your perspectives on it. And again, the Pro Shot's coming out in December. So I'm like, let's watch it. Let's do this. Let's normalize that musicals that happen on Broadway, they're able to have a Pro Shot and then have it come into theaters throughout the world. Therefore, we can enjoy it instead of, paying tons of money to try and fly to New York and then tons of money to try and see the show and Yeah. Anyways, darlings, don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, take care, darling.